Hello programmers! Today we're going to keep talking about inheritance. I've got a superclass or a parent class called superhero. I figure every superhero has a name and a superpower, and they all seem to be coming out with movies these days. And I've got a function called save the day. Now, in interest of fitting a lot in one screen without scrolling, I made this an inline function. Another way you could specify a function is, I'm going to move this outside of this class definition, and here we would have the body of the function down here. And the second way that I'm doing right now, that's actually a better way to do it, and we'd also have to tie this function to the class with the name of the class and the scope resolution operator. So that's the more correct way to do it, but either way is going to compile either the inline function or moving the body of the function out of there. So in interest of saving space, we're going to just put all our functions as inline functions. So saving the day just means printing the word I'm saving the day. And my son's always talking about there's two different types of comics, Mom. There's the DC comics and there's the Marvel comics, and they're two separate things. So I made two subclasses or children for the superhero class. So to say that the DC comic class inherits everything from the superhero class, we've got the colon and public and then the parent class named superhero. Same thing with the Marvel comics. And all I'm going to change here is I'm going to override the definition of save the day. So the DC Comics Save the Day just says DC Comics are the best, and the Marvel Comics Save the Day says Marvel Comics are the best. And in main, I want to try all of this out. So I'm going to create an instance of a DC comic hero called Superman. Superman's going to call save the day. Then I'm going to make Spider-Man. He's going to save the day. And my actual personal favorite superhero is Word Girl from PBS Kids. I think she's hilarious. And she saves the world with the power of good vocabulary. So she's going to also save the day. So when I run this, I'm going to see what happens. So basically all it will say is DC Comics are the best, Marvel Comics are the best, and I'm saving the day for Word Girl. So nothing too surprising there. But what I wanted to point out is that it's possible, so we're going to keep Superman and Spider-Man in our example and we'll keep Word Girl too. And we're going to create a reference to a superhero. So we talked about references, and this reference to a superhero, I'll just call it hero, and we can set this reference to point to Superman, to point to Spider-Man, or to point to Word Girl, all three. So when you're using a pointer or a reference, so I'll do hero 2 and set that equal to Spider-Man, when you have a pointer or a reference of the parent class type, then it is legal to go ahead, and I need the address of Spider-Man, not just Spider-Man. It's legal to have them referring to or pointing to a child class. So every Marvel Comics comic person is a superhero. Every DC comic is a superhero as well. And so these two lines are legal. Well, I'm going to try a little experiment here. If I try to say hero dot save the day, I wonder what's going to print out. And the same thing here. If I try hero 2, and this time it's a pointer, so I have to dereference the pointer and use the dot operator or this pointer to a member function. So let's try this and see what happens now. So we run this, and we might be quite surprised with the results. The results are I'm saving the day twice. So what happened to Superhero and Spider-Man's their way of saving the day? Well, if you're using a pointer and a reference, there's something special you have to do. In front of the save the day function in the parent, we're going to add a keyword virtual. And what virtual says is when you have a pointer or a reference, you need to follow that and see what it's pointing to or what it's referring to, and use their own version of save the day if they have one defined. So with that one simple word change, I compile and I run this, and I'm going to see different results. The results that I was looking for, the DC comics are the best and Marvel comics are the best. So to enable polymorphism for the actual objects to behave like themselves, you need that word virtual in front of any function or method that the parent class has that the children plan to override. So hopefully that makes sense, and we'll keep doing more examples in class.